What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Eric and we are Riding Dirty. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about my Skydio 2. Yes, my fully autonomous drone. One of the coolest pieces of camera equipment I've ever owned, when it works. So, if you've been watching my series, you know that I have a lot of videos about the Skydio and all the times that it hasn't worked. I've been super frustrated, but I think I have finally found the real solution that is going to make me no longer frustrated with this thing. And that solution, well, stay tuned so you can find out what it is. So I've owned this drone for about, let's say probably about 4 or 5 months. And I've done, since October of 2000. That's how long I've owned the drone. And I've had to do so many things to make this drone work. I'm talking ridiculous amounts of things. I've had so many times where it just didn't work. I've had so much scrapped footage because it wouldn't work. And I was just super frustrated because of that. I mean, there's nothing more frustrating than buying a really awesome piece of camera equipment and then it won't work the way you want it to work. Well, part of that is definitely user error, and part of it was the Skydio. And I had to figure out what those things were that really combined and made it work the right way. And one of the main things is not just using your phone as the remote. You got to use what's called the beacon. The beacon is a GPS remote that you take your phone, you connect your phone to the beacon, and then the beacon connects to your Skydio 2. That's what gives you the best quality of GPS and locating you and all the things that it takes to make this thing follow you the correct way. You know, I do mountain biking, so how am I gonna hold this thing if I'm trying to ride a mountain bike? Well, I have a few solutions on that. First thing I did was tried to put it in my pocket of my shirt. Well, that didn't work that good because from what I understand from talking to Skydio and a lot of other people, GPS doesn't work if your body is blocking it. So therefore, if it's in your shirt pocket and you're riding around on a bike, it's not gonna work. I mean, it'll work, it just won't work that well. I mean, your body is gonna like mess the signal up and then it won't follow you. So it needs this in order to do that. So my solution for that was to get one of these, an armband that you put a smartphone in. Well, guess what? You can also put a Skydio 2 remote beacon inside of it as well. And this worked really good. I mean, I'm talking this like cleared up most of my hiccups on this whole entire project. But it wasn't quite the best thing yet. For me, I was super happy with it because I had the remote, I could go do what I wanted to do, it was on my arm, I could grab it if I needed to and pull it out and mess with it. So for me, I was like, ah man, it doesn't get better than this for mountain biking, this is what I'm gonna do. But it got better. It got a lot better. Well, I got one of these. This little remote holder right here that you can attach to your handlebars and you can ride around with it, right? Well, I thought that was the thing that was gonna make it work the best, but unfortunately, this one right here is kind of not good. I bought this one on a random site. Skydio had mentioned it to me, where to get it from. So I hit the person up and they were on Etsy and I got this one, and let's just say the craftsmanship wasn't that good and I was kind of disappointed in it. I honestly didn't feel safe using this because I thought it would break and I'd lose it, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, the thing flexes and you know, that's not good. You know what I mean? And the little tabs right here for the GoPro mount, they're kind of squishy and not that good as well. So I didn't think that was gonna work. And I decided to get rid of it. So not that long ago, I got an email inside the Ryden Dirty email on the channel, and from a gentleman named Earl, and he said, hey, I've been making this Skydio beacon remote holder. Would you like to try it out? And I said, absolutely, send it to me. So he sent it to me, and here it is. Man, is this thing awesome. I mean, this thing is so strong. It's really thick. It was 3D printed, but it was 3D printed correctly. It has these awesome bolts on the side that bolt into nuts that are 3D printed on the inside, and this thing is so strong. So the one thing that I can say about this that makes it so awesome is compared to this, where you have to just like push the remote in for it to hold it. For example, let me show you. On this one, you have to like take it, shove it in, hopefully you do it right, and most of the time it feels like it's gonna break, but once you get in there, it's in there good, but everything else around it is super flimsy. I mean, I don't know. I was just terrified. After spending all this money on a Skydio and a Skydio beacon and batteries, the last thing I want to do is break the one thing that controls it. So I wasn't too happy about this. Like I said, I used it one time. I didn't use it again. I didn't like it. So then when I got Earl's new one, I was like, man, this thing is so awesome. It goes in there well. I mean, look at the machining, not machining, but the 3D printed. They took so much time to do it right. I mean, look at that. It's got a little notch right there. When you put it in, you take these little nuts out, or these bolts out right here. And then it slides and it locks right in like that. I mean, it fits right in place the right way, which is totally awesome. So when you're using this one, you take it apart, you push it back like that, the remote slides in, and then you push it back together, and that thing is way more sturdier than the other one. And I can tell you, I've had this on my bike twice, and every single time it wasn't going anywhere. The actual piece that's on the handlebar would have broke before this thing came off. So if you want a solution to having a Skydio 2 follow you with something that'll hold your beacon, this is it. So right now what I'm gonna do is give you some footage to show you that this worked so good. Number one, it never lost me once because of this, because this was in the open. Number two, I was able to change the settings as I was riding. So let's dive into the footage so you can see how it worked out.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the footage. As you can see, the Skydio did not lose me once. It did such a good job, and it's because I had something that properly hold my beacon finally, and something I felt safe that could hold my beacon. A lot of people had a lot of suggestions that they said, oh, put it on your helmet or put it in your backpack. Number one, putting your backpack does not work. I mean, I guess I could have Velcroed it to my backpack and then have a chance of like losing it. And the main reason I didn't want to do that is because if it did fall off, I wouldn't be able to know that because I'd be riding the bike, and then all of a sudden the drone would stop and I wouldn't know where I lost it. People also said, put it on your helmet. Well, putting anything on your helmet, even a GoPro, is not really that smart sometimes, because if you crash, you'll, number one, ruin the remote. Number two, maybe possibly ruin your skull. So I didn't want to do that either. So this was the solution that I had, and it worked pretty flawlessly, so I'm pretty stoked about it. So the big question now is, how do you get one for yourself? Well, Earl emailed me. I'm gonna email him after this video gets out, and then I'm gonna ask him if it's possible to put his information up online so that you guys can get orders from him. And if that's possible, then I will put it in a posting in the community and you'll be able to go there and see it. I really hope he says yes, because then everybody can get one of these sweet remote control holders, but I don't know. So I don't want to say yes, so I don't have a link for you yet, but as soon as I can get one, I will send one out to everyone. I'm really happy that I found a solution with my beacon. I'm with my Skydio 2. I'm sure Skydio 2, when they see this video, they're gonna be happy that everything's working out for me, because they did everything they could to help me on all the situations. I had a direct contact with one of the Skydio reps, and he's walked me through so many things. Thank you so much. And I'm just really happy that everything's finally working out and I can get the great footage that I wanted to get. So if you want to see more of this stuff that I have about the Skydio, there's a playlist up here, so you can check it out and you can see all the things that I've done to get this to work, all the troubleshooting and all the things that have happened that might help you with your Skydio. So that's pretty much it for today. So if you like what we do, hit that like button. If you want to see what we're up to next, hit that subscribe button. Always remember, start small and go huge. Thanks for watching.